All right, we're here with Coach Michelle Collier from Georgia Tech Volleyball. Take me back to this past weekend. You lost that Pitt 5-set match, and then you turned around real quickly and swept Virginia. Did it feel like a tournament atmosphere, especially that Pitt contest? And
For sure.
like this year, you're really heading down towards the home stretch of this year?
For sure. I mean, I think it was a great environment, fun match to compete in. I was very happy with how the team, how they presented themselves. I think that we came ready to play. We were able to, put them in some uncomfortable situations. We had great chances of winning the match, but I think that we gave them our best shot there, and it was really an important match for us as a program to be able to see that we can compete at that level in that atmosphere on the road, which is a huge growth for this team from the beginning of the season to right now. So I think that it was a fun experience to be a part of. Obviously, we're not satisfied. We wanted to win, and that's what we're going to keep striving for, is to get our program to the point where we're winning those matches. But really just a really great effort and really a big growing moment for our players and our program. So we got to carry that forward, and very proud of how they turned away. I mean, Pitt was a very high adrenaline, high emotional match. For us, we went 5, so I mean it definitely took a lot out of us. So to be able to come back and get ready for Virginia and play a really good Virginia team as well on their home court and come out of there in 3, just very proud of their performance there.
Yeah, and discuss the maturation of the team to go from that Pitt matchup literally down to the last point.
Yeah.
You dropped the match, but then have to travel and go to Virginia. Talk about the maturity of the team to get a sweep and have a professional and mature contest.
For sure. I mean, I think that we're understanding how we want to play the game, how we want to approach matches. I think that we're finding a way to stay very consistent with our performance, our drops in performance are not too highs and too low. I think that we found a little bit of a steadiness there throughout this past couple matches, that even when we're not playing our best, we're still winning, we're still getting out of there in 3. I mean, that's a huge improvement from where we were, just a couple months ago. So it's been fun to see our players learn about themselves, about the team, about this level of competition and what it takes to put yourself in a way where you can perform over and over again. So those are things that are very important for us to continue to carry on as we keep growing and getting better. But it's been fun to just see kind of their connection now to certain things that we talked about that before they were not doing and now they're doing.
Yeah, and then you talk to the team about you're still in second place in conference.
Mm-hmm.
Your RPI is still kind of where it was before.
Yeah.
So you're still kind of where you want to be, I guess, at this stage of the year. Do you talk to the team about that with these 4 matches left in the regular season?
We do, for sure. We talk about controlling our controllables. We got to do what's in our hand to make sure that we, perform at our best, and then see what that leads us. But controlling all the little things leading up to that: practice, recovery, sleep, film. I mean, what are those things that every time that we face a new opponent, we have to be our best against that new opponent and again, and then see what happens at the end. So obviously we have a final goal in mind, but I think that we really have to focus on how to make sure that we do all the little things for every match. Again, it's, on Sunday we're going to have to be our best and play our best match of the year. And so how do we get ourselves there? And then just understanding that we got to go all out with everything that we can control and then go from there. So see what happens, but just really emphasizing on the things that we can control and taking control over that.
And talk about Cody and Michaela, and they've been around at least 1 year, and for Cody 3+ years now. About the excitement level of the team to be at this stage and have things to play for, because you've been in the past, you're kind of playing the string out, just getting the season done with, but you still are high in the standings and have those NCAA postseason aspirations. How excited is the program and the team to be at this stage of the year?
It's very exciting. I mean, this is what we worked really hard to get to, and I think that our team's talking about volleyball. They're talking about the rankings. They're talking about the standings, and they're watching matches, and they're figuring out what people are gonna, who plays who, and how did that game win, and what is this person doing? And so it's been a fun environment to be a part of, and really just understand about what it takes to be the program that we want to be, and what kind of conversations we need to be having in the locker room, on the bus, before matches, post matches, and all of that has changed, and it has definitely gone to another level of expectations, another level of just excitement, and it's really fun to be a part of that. It is what we worked for and trying to build, and we're still very far from our final goal and really what we want to do, but it's definitely has been a huge step in the right direction, and I think that they're learning a lot, and I think that the future is really bright for our program.
Two more things. Speaking of the future, it was recruiting or signing period.
Yeah.
That was this past week. We'll speak another time about the players you signed specifically, but what about the group that you brought in, and how do you balance all of that out? You're in the middle of the regular season. We've talked about all that. Yet you have to sign high schoolers that are going to be with the program next year, and maybe some transfers as well. How do you handle all that stuff? How's the past few weeks been for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's been good. I mean, Ari's doing a great job with handling the communication and all that, and keeping our recruiting rolling behind the scenes as we are preparing for teams and doing some other things on the court. And that's when, you got Ari, who's really focused on the recruiting, and then Claudia is focused a little more on the scouting, and in the middle of it, just getting pulled every other way. And then, we stay balanced, and I have people that I trust. They're very capable on the things that they're doing, and I think that that's kind of the success for us to continue to stay focused on the things that we're doing without losing sight of the future and the things that we need to be working on to continue to build that future and sustain that future. So we got a wonderful class in 20. We're super excited. I mean, we don't lose too many of our players this year, so it's going to be pretty much this group is coming back, and then we're adding couple more pieces there, and it's going to be an exciting year for us. We have our foreign tour in May, and so we got some opportunities to really get this group to gel before preseason, and we got to take advantage of the foreign tour this summer and the things, and again, bringing back so many returners to really be at full force in August.
Where are you going for foreign tour?
We are most likely going to Brazil again.
Okay.
Yeah.
And out of curiosity, just for recruiting process,
Yeah.
You don't say who it was, or you can. What's the early or the youngest, or what was the longest recruiting process for you as far as years? Was it freshman year, sophomore year?
I think the youngest player to commit was Erin Moss. She
Okay.
was I think she was in her freshman or sophomore year in high school. But from the players that I have been, that I've recruited, she has been the youngest, and we have another one in 22 that has been committed for a while as well.
So that means she's currently a high school junior, sophomore?
She's going to be a junior.
Yeah, so talk about so you're dealing with these young women from 15, 16 years old, and now you finally get the pen to paper, or it's assign them. So what's that feeling like to finally have them officially committed, and you can now move on to the next phase?
I mean, it's great, and it's as soon as they verbally commit, usually in volleyball that goes a long ways. So we're pretty much starting all the academics and NCAA stuff, eligibility, schoolwork, like all the behind the scenes things that they need to do to be eligible, make sure they register. We got Georgia Tech admissions and all that stuff too. So it's a long process. And we start working with them as early as possible, and obviously watching them a lot in the club season. And making sure that we're staying in touch with them. We're telling them things that we're doing here with this program and the direction that we're going. What are the expectations when they come in, and really making sure that every once in a while they'll come back. They'll say hi to the girls, catch up with the girls. So it's been fun to do all that, but it definitely flies by. It goes from commitment to when they're signing. It's just a really exciting time for them, for their families, for us to be able to publicize who they are and talk about them, and just really talk about the future and what that looks like for our fans and our supporters and our future recruits, and all those things are really, really important. So it's a fun process to be a part of.
And last thing, you have North Carolina State coming in. You faced them a few weeks ago, 5-setter, and a very competitive contest. Talking to your players, seems like they have a very high serve and a lot of slide approach as far as offensively.
Mm-hmm.
do you expect kind of that same thing, or maybe they'll make some adjustments? Just preview the North Carolina State contest.
I feel they played us pretty well when we were there. I think that they had us with our backs against the wall. So I think that I think that if they can put up a similar performance, I thought their outside had a great match, and so they know that they can play with us, and I'm sure they want that match back. It wasn't a match that they were probably very happy with how it finished. So we know we're gonna get a team in here that's gonna be very competitive, very well coached, good game plan. I mean, they made us very uncomfortable when we were in their home court. So we're preparing for that. We're preparing to be the best team out there on Sunday that we can be in order to kind of be ready for the big opponent that we're gonna have.